Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Hadlow and we are here to have a debate. The topic is immigrants or refugees coming from countries where terrorist groups are based should be allowed to immigrate to other countries. And on my left hand side I have Carol and Isabella, who are the affirmative team, and on my right hand side I have Gabrielle and Giovanna, who are the negative team. So first of all, we're going to go for the presentation of the first team by the first speaker. You have 3 minutes.
The subject is an issue because most of countries, they try to go, don't accept them because they believe that their interest is going to cause economic and social problems, when in fact they are just searching for better conditions for themselves and their families. Our terms to define an immigrant, that is a person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country, and refugee, that is a person who has been forced to the country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster. Our first argument is that according to the human rights, if someone is forced to live in a country with terrorist conflict, it is a violation. We can see that in Article 3 that says that everyone has the right of life, liberty, and security. An example is Venezuela, where the population can leave the country in a legal way, or else they may be arrested or get killed. The economy is the basis for every country. The more people contributing, the better it gets. So if the immigrants in the country, there will be more job payments and taxes, making the money circulate, providing a more stable economy. According to the Oxford research, the country with the higher number of immigration have overall higher incomes, less poverty, and less unemployment. A study published on the Scientist Advances magazine analyzed the 15 countries from the Western Europe and showed that the entire people increased the GDP from these countries and reduced the unemployment and benefited balance from the public finances. Also, because they have the immigrants have the productivity by making jobs that the rest of the population has to do. A study made by the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine revealed the most important benefits of immigration with no little negative effects on overall wages or employment of native-born workers in the long term. Another evidence is that other subgroups of native workers and other areas of the economy may in fact have benefited from the influx of skilled immigrants and second generation of children immigrants, where most of the world's skeleton workers contributing more to the economy than any other demographic of the US population, including native born.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to go over to the negative team. So do you guys have any questions you'd like to make or any cross-examination?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. In your first argument about human rights, you talked about refugees. They are the people that are forced to leave their country. But what if these immigrants were not refugees? The country wouldn't be violating any human rights for not accepting a person that has a good life in their native country. So if is that the situation, you still think the country should accept these people?
Yes, I think that the country should accept these people because according to the human rights, they talk more about the refugees, but it also includes all the population, any type of immigrants. So it is written in Article 15 that no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality or denied the right to change his nationality.
Okay, thank you. So now we're going to go over to the presentation by the negative team, Giovanna. So you have 3 minutes. Okay?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Giovanna and this is Gabrielle. So our team believes that discussing about immigrants and refugees is a really relevant topic since 3.4% of the world population are displaced or is an immigrant. So our team are going to defend that immigrants or refugees coming from countries where terrorist groups are based shouldn't be allowed to immigrate to other countries since they interfere in major aspects of a country's stability, such as safety, economy, and the political field. Our first argument is that illegal immigration impacts the host country economy. Research shows that the flow of illegal immigrants increase the development of black markets of goods and services. These kind of markets are not regulated by federal or state governments, meaning that the goods and services traded in these places do not contribute to tax base. Another research shows that in 2010, illegal immigrants in the U.S. received around $24,000 in benefits and services from the government, paying a total of $10,000 in taxes, generating a general fiscal deficit. Our second argument is that the flow of immigrants can interfere in the culture of the country. To exemplify this, we are going to talk about Vancouver. Chinese immigrants in Canada has transformed Vancouver into an Asian metropolis. In this city nowadays has a lot of malls and restaurants selling things such as Chinese food, fish, and having a lot of Asian events that are changing the culture of Canada, like the maple syrup. Furthermore, 50% of the residents identify themselves as Chinese people. Our last argument is that immigrants increase the occurrence of crimes. Research shows that in the US, over 75% of the immigrant criminals most wanted in Los Angeles are illegal immigrants, and over 53% of burglaries reported in California, New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, and Texas were committed by immigrants. A second research shows that about 11.7 million illegal immigrants accounts 30.6% of all sentenced crimes in US. As you can see, immigrants really impact a country in all kinds of ways, such as security, economy, and culture.
Okay, thank you, Giovanna. Affirmative team, do you have any cross-examination or questions you'd like to make? You have 1 minute.
You talked about illegal immigration impact the whole country economy, but don't you agree that if immigration wasn't illegal, then this wouldn't happen?
So even though immigrants enter the country in a legal way, like a refugee for example, they still can perform illegal activities in the country, like terrorist attacks, such as the attack of September 11 in the US. So episodes like that represent a real huge impact in the economy of a country.
Okay, thank you. So now we're going to go over to the rebuttal from the affirmative speaker, Carol. So Carol, you have 2 minutes.
About the economy, the immigration only impacts in a negative way on the economy if it's illegal. Otherwise, it would only bring benefits, such as more circulation of money and more payments of taxes, which would make the economy grow. According to a research made by Oxford, countries with a large number of immigration have higher incomes. Our research published in Science Advances magazine showed that the entry of immigrants increased the GDP of some countries of the Western Europe. Overall, we can conclude that the immigrants brings more benefits than barriers to a country, especially in the economy. They help the money to circulate and also moves the market, which causes the economy to increase and makes the country more rich and diverse. About the culture, the immigrants obviously interfere in the culture of the country, but not necessarily in a prejudiced way. With the arrival of the immigrants, they brought different languages, religions, and behaviors, making the country every time more rich in knowledge and diversity, which results in more respect and acceptance of the local population. One example is Amsterdam that has approximately 178 different cultural backgrounds. The country's capital is a lively blend of friendly people from all over the world. The city also has a host of multilingual people and also hosts many cultural events throughout the year, which emphasize their worldly. All those different cultures were brought by the immigrants. Michael White, a criminologist at the University of Wisconsin, Madison, made a research that studied whether the increase in illegal immigration over the last 3 decades caused an increase in violent crimes such as murder, rape, or murder. The results prove that the increase of undocumented immigration since 1990 has not increased violent crime over the same period. There's not a study made by the Libertarian Cato Institute that looked at criminality among undocumented immigrants in Texas. The Cato Institute found out that in 2015...
Carol, I'm sorry, I have to stop you there. I hope you got in most of your argument. It sounded like you did. Okay. Quickly now, we'll go over to you guys. Do you have any cross-examination against their rebuttal?
Yes.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
In the counter-argument about the impact of illegal immigration in the economy, you said that the economy is only impacted in a negative way if the immigration is illegal. So you agreed that the illegal immigrants, which represent a huge part of them, impact the economy negatively?
We believe yes, and that's why we defend that it should be legal. The government should use the same policy that is used to control the tourists from the country, the native borders. Also, it should also be used to control the possible immigrants that are tourists.
Okay, good. So now we're going to go over to the rebuttal from Gabrielle. You have 2 minutes, Gabrielle.
Our first rebuttal is about the violation of human rights. Seeing the human rights, not accepting the immigrants is not in it. The country have the right to not receive the immigrants if this country sees prudent. Furthermore, it's written in the Human Rights Article 5 that nobody has any right to hurt us or torture us. However, some of the refugees and immigrants are going against this article, committing acts of terrorism. For example, in 2017, a refugee threw a bomb in the shoal of Ariana Grande in Manchester, England, killing thousands of people. Our second rebuttal is about economy of a country. Research shows that immigration can affect workers without college degree, especially in agricultural jobs. In 2014, immigrants held 43% of agricultural jobs. 20% were documented, according to the Pew Research Center. Our last argument is that some of the immigrants from the countries are poor, as the refugees that had to leave all behind and start a new life and decrease the development of the country. And some of the immigrants are stealing the jobs from the native because they accept low prices that other workers need. We can infer the immigrants can prejudice us more than help the country.
Okay, thank you, Gabrielle. Do you guys on the affirmative side, do you have any cross-examinations or questions? Okay, you have 1 minute, Carol.
Okay, don't you agree that these two jobs are available because the native workers don't want it, so it's the right of the immigrants to take them?
Yes, however, if these immigrants are not refugees or poor immigrants and they left their country only because they wanted to, they wanted these cheap jobs, that way the number of native employees will rise, since the immigrants can take these good jobs of their natives.
Okay, thank you, guys. So that's the rebuttals done. Now we have to move on to the conclusion. So from the negative speaker, your conclusion. And you have 1 minute.
Comparing our arguments with the other group, we can see that the immigrants shouldn't be allowed to enter the country, especially when they are coming from terrorist countries. We can see when we're talking about economy, human rights, and other things, and is that my conclusion?
Okay. Short and sweet. Okay, so now the affirmative team, your conclusions, please.
So after this debate, we can conclude that immigrants should be allowed to enter countries because they only bring benefits in the economy. They have the economy grow, they expand the culture and make people, like it helps people to respect each other. And also the government can manage to control the possible terrorists.
Okay, thank you, Carol. Okay, so now it's my turn for the scoring. I think the topic is a very divisive topic, so it's difficult, especially for you guys, to argue against this one, especially with what's happening in the world today. However, you guys you backed up your arguments with lots of sources and evidence, as did you guys, even though it was a difficult job for you guys. So in terms of your arguments, I think you guys were about equal. So I'm going to have to call this one a tie. So there's no clear winner. You both did very well there. Well done, guys. Thank you.